that time again. Nature calls. When I get up in the morning, I have a lot of pain. So it's very important for me to not have to diddle around with things in the morning. So, what do you do when nature calls? It's a controversial subject. It's one of those things where everybody has their own comfort zone and take on the idea. Everybody has their own thoughts on a favorite spot, a favorite outcropping, or a favorite type of log, or whatever. But when you're disabled, it's important to realize that you don't want to be rushing around in the wee hours of the morning trying to find this spot, or trying to set it up or get it ready so it's ready to use. If I need to go to the bathroom, I need to get out there and go. Put my shoes on, get out there and go. That's the time to run. The time to set all this up is the night before. Pick your spot, find it, dig your hole, everything set up and ready to go, because you know you're going to have to go in the morning, you know. And if you don't have to go in the morning, well, yeah, you wasted 5 minutes. Big deal. Trust me, this is a blessing in the morning when you're rushing around and trying to get out here.
As a person dealing with physical challenges, a simple thing like toileting in the woods can suddenly become, well, not so simple. After a slightly embarrassing and messy accident last year, I promised myself that over the winter I would look for alternatives to the method I had been using. At first glance, I thought the Applebee toiletry was some kind of joke directed at the hammock camping enthusiasts. But after reading the advertisement and ruling out the possibility of levity, I began to wonder if such an idea might work for me.
Now, for modesty purposes, I'll just sit here and I'll show you how it works. It's a very simple knot, nothing special. And the nice thing is that you can kind of like fit it to your own height, whatever feels best for you. Personally, I thought, just looking at it, I thought I would suffer from this the way I do from my sleeping hammock, where I would be like crushed and pinched together. But it's not bad. It's actually pretty comfortable. It's not your home toilet seat, that's for sure, but it's comfortable. I'm really shocked.
The 100% braided nylon rope made attaching and detaching the toiletry easy using a simple clove hitch knot on both ends.
The last thing you want to have to do is be uncomfortable. So it's really important to make yourself comfortable. If it's a little extra weight, perhaps. And maybe you won't be able to go as far, perhaps. But it's very important. You know, you got to make sure you can enjoy yourself out here. If you can't enjoy yourself out here, what are you doing? You know? And my hats are off to the guys who made this. This is actually a really cool idea. Really neat.
After extensively testing out the Applebee system, I realized that in spite of the added ventilation, the toiletry could easily double as a camp chair as well. Weighing slightly under 10 ounces, the Applebee folds flat and fits easily inside your pack, or can be simply rolled up with your sleeping mat. In the absence of finding a manufacturer's weight limit for the toiletry, I searched the reviews, finding evidence that the toilet hammock could handle close to 300 pounds. But in view of this manufacturer's oversight and my own experience, I would put the maximum weight capacity at closer to 260 pounds. Speaking as a physically challenged hiker, it's clear that this is a well thought out and well-made product. However, considering that the Applebee toiletry requires knots to be tied, I must attach an arthritic pain warning.
Now you notice I dug a little cat hole. The cat hole is one of the most accepted versions of getting rid of your waste out here. And even more accepted is to pack it out, but we have a lot of trouble with pack weight as it is. I hate to add to it. It's a very basic idea where you dig a hole 6 inches deep, do your business in it, and then cover it over. And I know a lot of people that try to just lift up a rock and do their business and then put the rock back over on top of it. But I hate to tell you guys, that doesn't break down very quickly. Because of the rock, it's protected from the rain and all kinds of other weather, and the paper doesn't break down, the waste doesn't break down, it just stays there, you know? And then some poor sap comes along and needs a rock to sit on or something and lifts it up, and surprise! Not a good surprise. So it's very important. Don't use rocks, okay? And of course I dug that myself with a little tool that I made out here. I don't usually carry a trowel because it's just added weight, and I usually can do pretty good just by making what I call a digging stick.
Finding and creating my own tools while I'm hiking has always been one of my favorite things to do. And digging sticks definitely qualify as one of the oldest pieces of technology out there. When made 4 to 6 feet long, it's easy to dig with the digging stick from a standing position. At this length, the digging stick has great leverage while providing enough weight to power through small roots and roughage.
On there, you kind of have to carve yourself a chisel point so you can get through roots and stuff like that. I was always surprised how well this works. I left my pile of diggings right here so that when I'm done, I just push it right back into the hole. I also carry a package of possibles, things I'm going to need when I'm out here going to the bathroom. And I like to carry it in one of these bags because I can actually take it and hang it in a tree on a branch or whatever. You know, I have a little stub there that I can hang off. Inside, you have your typical toilet paper. I actually bought the type that doesn't have the paper roll on the inside. It compresses more, so you know it's not quite as bulky in your pack. I also have some wet wipes here to help clean up, just to help myself clean up if I should need to. These here you might find a little bizarre for me to bring with me. It's a paper bag. It's a fairly simple idea because when you're out here, a lot of times you don't want to leave the paper behind. I have mixed feelings about it. If I use a lot of paper, I get one of these babies out and I paper bag it, and then I take it back to my camp and I burn it. I burn it and get rid of it. But yeah, this way you're not leaving any paper behind, nothing at all. I mean, it's pretty small, pretty convenient. I bring one for each day that I'm going to be here. If I need more than that, well, I'm out of luck, but this works.